Hey, Ignite DDS community, Ignite DA community, if you're not watching, you will be because I'm sharing it on your page. We are at the Buffalo Niagara meeting. I'm Anastasia, America's Dental Hygienist, and Ignite DDS's video spokesperson. You know, you may have seen me, but even more important, I'm here with Chet Spivey. He's the Vice President of Marketing with Ivoclar. Chet, thank you for just joining me on the spot.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
It's Chet on the spot. It's Ivoclar on the spot. That's what we're doing. But basically, there seems to me, I mean, many of you may not have known, but came into the industry as a dental assistant first, and bulk fill I'm familiar with. But what I've noticed is there seems to be like more of a resurgence of bulk fill lately, and I would like to know why. Like, what's the news? What's the deal? If I were a dental assistant, a new dentist, what do I need to know about bulk fill that I may not know?
Well, I think you mentioned a resurgence, and I think what's happened is when bulk fills first came out, people weren't quite sure of, you know, could you really cure, why can I cure 4 millimeters all of a sudden when I couldn't cure more than 2 before?
Right.
But they've been out now for a while. More manufacturers have jumped in and joined the game, and now, you know, they've been proven a little bit more, and people are jumping on board.
Walk us through your system, because if you haven't seen this, and again, we're live, so if you're seeing us dental students, new dentists, dental assistants, ask questions, because I've got Kathleen on the other side of that, and she's going to shout it out back to us. So whatever you have question-wise about bulk fill, throw it out. Please be interactive and press those buttons, press the likes, we want to see them. But this is the whole system, so if you haven't seen this, Chet's going to walk us through this.
So, right, this is our whole composite system, but what's really hot right now is the bulk fill portion, which is really these two products here.
Okay.
So both are bulk fill. Both can be, basically you can layer them up to 4 millimeters and cure them with one 10-second cure because of a special initiator system called Ivoclar. But what's really special is this new one called Tetric EvoFlow Bulk Fill. So what's most important in a restoration is that interface between the composite and the tooth.
Right.
And the nice thing about this flowable is it's self-adapting and self-leveling.
Okay.
So you can kind of almost base up to that first 4 millimeters with one material. What makes it even more interesting or more unique than anything else is when you cure it, it becomes opaque at the same opacity as dentin. So what that really means is, unlike the bulk fills in the past, which kind of grayed out, this one is more aesthetic, more natural looking, so that when you place the sculptable version of the bulk fill on top, it's more aesthetic. It's not gray like some of the others.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And it's quicker for the doctor.
It's a lot faster, so whether you're a doctor or an assistant, you know, participating in this, instead of having to layer, you know, 1 to 2 millimeters cure, layer, what you're doing is you can basically do an 8 millimeter, if you had that, an 8 millimeter deep restoration, just 2 layers with 2 10-second cures.
That's very quick. That's really quick, which is actually, it helps you more because then you can add whatever aesthetic material on top.
Right. And you know, what's even more special is if you layer or you fill the initial layer with the Tetric EvoFlow bulk fill, you could really use any composite on top. You know, of course, the Tetric EvoStrand bulk fill is a perfect marriage between the two, but you know, if there's something else out there, you can use something else.
I like marriage.
So.
I love marriage. David, if you're watching, love marriage. So I would say marriage is good. I'm just saying, there we go.
Right, marriage is good.
So is that why, and I know this is totally up, but is that why they're color-coded, because they go together?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the bulk fills are, you know, all bulk fills are primarily indicated for the posterior region.
Okay.
So to keep things simple, not only have we minimized the layers, but we have basically a universal A shade, a B shade, and a white if you have something in that bleached range.
That's really helpful to know. And if you haven't tried this, because sometimes, you know, when you're in dental school, I'm sure, Kathleen, do we have anybody joining us? There's got to be some people on there.
I don't see anybody yet.
Hit me. It's still going, right?
Yep, it's still going.
Okay, there we are. They will. Everyone should. What would you recommend to somebody? Because sometimes, when I was in hygiene school, we had certain instruments and we were only introduced to certain materials. That could be a challenge for someone not knowing about this. So who do they contact to say, hey, you know what, I saw this and I want to try it?
Right. The best way is if you just go online and contact Ivoclar Vivadent at www.ivoclarvivadent.com. They can click on contact us and we'll be happy to return their call.
Sweet. And the other thing that if you haven't, you know, if you're like going, okay, that's bulk material, but what else? I got something for you, because a lot of you know Dr. Rice uses, you know, he works with Cerac a lot. So you have a cement. that
Yep.
I didn't even know existed. This is really cool. So go ahead and tell us about that.
Well, this is our newest cement. It's called SpeedSem Plus. It's in
Okay.
the self-adhesive range, right? The nice thing about SpeedSem Plus, especially if you're placing zirconia restoration, so it works on a lot of different restorations, but the primary indications for zirconia, it contains MDP, which
Okay.
is you're hearing that acronym all over the industry going to lectures. What's so unique about MDP is it will bond to zirconia. MDP also creates a bond with the tooth structure. So basically using SpeedSem Plus, you can try in the restoration, clean it with a product like Ivoclar, and simply clean your prep and cement and seed everything all at once with SpeedSem, and you'll get a bond not only to the dentin and the enamel, but you'll get an actual bond to the zirconia.
That's amazing. So it is not going anywhere.
It is not going anywhere.
I love it. I wish I would have, I wish I would have known about that like back in the day. It's amazing. How long has this been out?
We've just launched this this year, so it's less than a year.
Shut the front
Yep.
door.
Yep.
That's
This is
pretty
brand
cool. Yes, I can say that live.
Great.
No, that's awesome. I'll tell you what, honestly, if you haven't worked with these products, it truly is a system for dentists to amp up their game, or as David would say, to fuel your passion and fuel your career in effort to crush it. But thank you for joining us. You got any questions, ask them right down here. I will have both Chet and Kathleen check them, and they'll be able to get back with you. Thank you for supporting the Buffalo Niagara meeting. And everyone, until next time, take what you learn and make a difference with it.